Hi, this is Richard Workman, and my presentation will be about the Tacoma Public Utilities main campus. Tacoma Public Utilities is our local utilities company for Tacoma, Washington, and I chose it primarily because it's a main hub for three separate sectors, including water, power, and cyber. The main campus does not have any physical assets relating directly to each element of its function, but serves as command and control and operational support to each element. However, the campus facilities contain assets in and of themselves which support communications and operations for all elements, with the potential to be affected by internal and external agents or risks. I had the opportunity to intern at Tacoma Public Utilities in 2016 when I was tasked with assisting the development of the continuity of operations plan for the main campus and satellite facilities. I also assisted with creating the employee handbook for safety and emergency response. TPU also serves approximately 300,000 customers in commercial, residential, and industrial elements, and owns 6 hydroelectric projects with 7 dams on 4 different rivers. While TPU is comprised of different divisions, they all share the same departments which provide supporting functions in billing and finance, operations, information technology, and communications. And this is primarily to prevent or minimize costs of operations. The assessment tool I chose to use to identify the vulnerabilities in and around the Tacoma Public Utilities campus is the Vulnerability Assessment Framework developed by KPMG, which was created initially as an alternative to a national security assessment in which infrastructure and resources are assessed for threats posed by hostile actors. The VAF is conducted in a holistic approach in which all manner of threats and their effects are identified, analyzed, and either prevented or minimized through preparedness and or mitigation. Typically, according to the methodology posed by the VAF, you would identify the minimum essential infrastructure, the threats and hazards which could affect those infrastructures, and identify the essential functions for which those infrastructures are in place. I chose to go in a slightly different direction. I identified the functions first, then the infrastructure which supports the functions, and then the hazards which could affect those functions. Using the vulnerability assessment process, I reviewed the important general operational functions and determined which ones are essential, while realizing that all business functions are essentially important, but based on the availability of resources, which may be limited during the event of a threat or a hazardous situation, some functions may require continuous performance, while others may be able to be delayed for short periods of time. It is necessary to determine and secure those functions and processes which form the most critical capabilities to serve your customers or clients. The most critical essential functions in operation at the TPU main campus are billing, communications, cybersecurity, customer support, and facility security. The billing function serves 2 purposes: ensuring that the company continues to receive revenue to support its operations, including maintaining contracts with vendors, payroll, and supply chain management, and serving to protect client and customer information on an ongoing basis, especially during a crisis event where customer data may be compromised. The function of billing, however, may be suspended in the event of a situation which overwhelms a portion or the entirety of TPU's service area for a considerable amount of time. Communication is an overarching function in the fact that it is vital to the coordination of response and recovery activities during a disruption of service in any or all of TPU's core operations throughout its various divisions. Interdepartmental communication allows for rapid assessment and interaction of threats and internal or external disruptions. Cybersecurity at TPU would center on protecting proprietary information about operations, financial data, including proposals and existing contracts and billing, and ensuring the security and privacy of customer data and employee information. Cybersecurity would also be tasked with preventing or minimizing external and internal threats that would seek to compromise electronic systems associated with TPU. Keeping customers and clients informed as to ongoing situations concerning their services in their communities is important in the sense that communication helps to alleviate concerns. Customer service representatives need to be able to provide vital information to community members, either on a continuing basis or immediately after a limited interruption of service. Customers need to know that in the event that a disruption occurs, that they are being dealt with in a timely fashion. Managers and customers need to receive a sense of immediacy and transparency about how and when those disruptive events are being resolved. The critical function focuses on maintaining the integrity of the physical structures located on Tacoma Public Utilities' main campus. This includes the perimeter security around buildings, the interior security of the lobby, offices, stairwells, and elevators, and personnel security. The management of personnel and customer access limits the potential for damage, theft, disruption of parts or the whole of TPU's main campus. Facility security is also about ensuring the capability of evacuation in the event of fires, earthquakes, or terrorist threats. These are the capabilities and protocols which allow managers and supervisors to communicate with field teams and maintenance crews as repairs are made and upgrades are installed to existing and damaged electrical systems and water supply lines and waste disposal lines that have been affected by disruptive events or hazardous conditions. Support consists of coordinating efforts between field teams and management and providing critical resources in the form of materials, equipment, and vehicles to enable crews to troubleshoot outages and other disruptions in order to return service as fast as possible. Tacoma Public Utilities uses microwave, digital, and radio communication and data transmission technologies to serve both internal and external communication and data transmission needs. Some of the communication and data technologies are listed below. Voice and data communications for TPU facilities are provided using digital microwave, fiber optic-based Sonet multiplex, PBX systems, and radios. These microwave and Sonet systems carry a large amount of data, remote control and telemetry links, high-speed power line protection circuits, corporate network connections, and radio control circuits. Security for the Tacoma main campus is about what you would expect for a utilities company in a small town. It's not anticipated that anything more than an angry customer might be a problem, but those situations are anticipated and prepared for. Some of the vulnerabilities I've observed or were informed about include Wi-Fi routers that can be intercepted and data security transmission lines which can be hacked or cut or disrupted. However, Wi-Fi routers can be made more secure if firewalls are doubled, passwords are changed on a regular basis, and physical access to computer equipment is limited to only those persons needing to repair them or work on them. I've listed in this slide some of the most probable circumstances that may actually arise for the main campus at TPU. We've got hostile customers, people who are a little ticked off about their bill, possible domestic terrorism, somebody may leave some sort of incendiary device or explosive device at the main offices. Tacoma has their own variety of riots and protests, like we've experienced during May Day. Earthquakes, not so much, but it's always a possibility. Fires within the building are a threat. Electrical shorts, things of that nature. Pandemics are more likely along the line of influenza, where you have a massive outbreak of a disease which weakens your workforce and prevents them from working effectively. Like I've mentioned before about some of the electronic security defensive measures, including doubling your computer firewalls, changing passwords on a regular basis, the use of virtual private networks, which is basically setting up a conduit through a third party from your workstation through them to the other party that you're trying to contact or search. Very effective when you're online. Our own company uses those for our employees when we're working from remote stations. And as always, education of employees is critical. They need to know what they need to know about security. Anyway, that's my presentation, and I appreciate your time and patience.